2.
Sorry, my heart isn't full of heart.
Episode 207.
My name is Sheila, also known as Sheila D37. What am I thinking?
And my name is Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie.
Oh, I did I get my own username? It's because it's so automatically in there that I don't even think about it. With everything, you don't have to log in these days.
I know.
I mean, some of my passwords I forgot because I don't have to log in.
I know.
You can only access them in a certain device. I don't know. So we are drawing prizes for our knit-alongs, for the April knit-along. It is May 7th? 7th. We are May 7th.
May 7th.
It's May 7th. So our new knit-along we agreed upon is another color.
A color one. Green.
But this one, the clear, cut, and dry. No warm, no cool.
Not just
it's
green. It has to have green as a part of the project, as a significant part of the project.
You can't not just one line.
Like one row of green. And we chose it because it's May, and the birthstone of May is emerald.
So any shade of green is fine. It doesn't have to be like an emerald shade.
That's right.
And it doesn't have to start this month. It has to finish this month.
Just has to finish this month. Also, I want to make an announcement. The Wild About Wednesday Knit Group, which is located in Hingham, Mass., is sponsoring or hosting a worldwide Knit in Public Day on June 13th at Christopher Columbus Park in Boston, outside the Long Wharf Marriott, from 11:30 on. You bring a chair, you bring a cold drink, and you bring your knitting, and you hang out with a bunch of knitters. Sounds like a ton of fun. They are listed on the Worldwide Knit in Public website if you want more information. I'm not sure what more information you would need. But, that's coming up, June 13th. So I'll probably give a reminder over the next few weeks. It'll be on the blog, too, if you want to link to the Worldwide Knit in Public website. And we are going to review a magazine from Cooperative Press today at the end of the show, when we will also draw a winner for the
April knit-along
and the Lynnioknits
sock
pattern. So stay tuned to Gossip and Innuendo at the end to find out that information. So that's it for shout outs.
So right on the dance card?
Yes, on the dance card.
Sorry. This is Thursday morning? I'm not even sure what day it is. Thursday morning. My week has been chaotic at best because I'm not doing my normal schedule. So on the dance card, the first thing I have on my needles is I cast on a boomerang. And this is a boomerang pattern based off of what Steve from Dramatic Knits has done.
He has it in his project notes?
He has it in his project notes. So in my project note, I have it linked to his project notes, but I also listed the project notes.
Oh, right.
So I have the listed to the project notes, but it's linked to his original project. There are a lot of things out there called Boomerang, and there are several shawls, but this is based on what he's done. So I'm doing it. I told you guys I'm trying to get rid of some of my older yarn.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. This is Sock Pixies vegan yarn. It's discontinued. It's cotton plus other things. It makes me want to say that it was supposed to be elastic, but I hope it's not because there is no bounce to this. So, I don't remember the name of the colorway. I have it written down somewhere. I tried to do socks out of it, didn't like the results. So I'm doing a shawl.
Is that why it's bumpy?
No, it's bumpy because
bumpy?
Yeah. It's bumpy because that's the nature of the yarn.
Okay, just checking.
No, that's a good question. I didn't even think about it. It must be the nylon that's with it that kind of pulls it together. But this is what I've gotten done so far. It's actually pretty colorways. It's going to be pretty. Yeah. Very springy.
It reminds me of peas and carrots.
It's not what I would have thought of first, but...
What would you have thought of? Peas and carrots. You wouldn't have thought of anything.
No, because I'm not color orientated like that. To me, it's
orange
got
and
green and orange.
Peas and carrots.
But it's just not the right green, I guess. Maybe that's why it kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, marigolds or
That's a good one. The orange does look kind of marigoldy.
So that's what I got so far. It's a long process because you start off with 4 stitches.
Yeah.
So you start off with 4 stitches, you increase 1, decrease 1. So it's like it's a slow process. We'll see how well I do with this. I'm usually good with shawls, but you know what? My attention span is just not there lately.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. I kind of feel like I'm an ADHD kid there. And then the other thing that's on the needles is my second sock with my other scrappy old yarn, Plymouth Happy Feet. See, that one you can't tell the 2 different colors as much as before.
No.
Super soft. I'm doing it on my Cubics US too. I'm hoping to go to Webs because I need needles.
All right.
So we're talking about going to Webs next week.
Well, I got a gift card burning a hole in my pocket, so I want to go.
I'm jealous. So yeah, I might buy a couple more like 1s and a halves, 2s and 2s and a halves in this. I gotta check the joins. These joins seem to be holding up. I'm so disappointed with my carbons.
Aww.
Just so disappointed with them. But these joins seem to be holding up. So this is size 2 carbons, which are the square ones. You probably not going to be able to tell too much. Oh. Happy Feet. That's how I got on my needles. And normally I knit on 1. This is like something that I take to work to any offsite because it's small.
Yeah.
But I wanted to cast on the shawl just to have something else. My color affection's kind of just sitting in the background. I'll get to it. Problem is that I'm using size 6 needles for both.
Yeah.
And I only have 1 set of pointy needles, which is the interchangeables, which I need for this one. I thought this would go by quick, but I could be wrong. I think that's what I need is a quick, bigger project.
Oh, yeah. Is that it?
We'll see. Yeah, that's all I got on the needles.
So on the dance card, the first thing is I did not get much more done on my sock.
What you got left?
Still have to do the leg. I have the heel. I have to do probably 6 more inches on the leg. 5 more inches. That's where I am right now. This is knit in Patton's Croy Bramble Stripes.
It's funny because seeing this, which I knit Patton's Croy. Oh, you're going to lose some stitches there. Yeah. Which I knit Patton's Croy recently, and I loved it. But after knitting with the Happy Feet, which is a different ply, different twist.
Yeah, it looks so, fuzzy.
Well, it looks so thick, for one thing. And it does. It looks, rough,
Rusted.
But it's not.
No, it's nice. I'm really happy with this Patton's Croy. I have one more ball of it that I can knit from. And
what color is that one?
It's the one that you did your socks for your son out of.
The spring. Okay.
I have it in my Jean-Luc Picard bag. That's number 1 that I'm actually have on the needles. This is number 2. I'm going to talk about it before I show it because I just want to try to get to the end of the row. So I started a Trillian in my hand spun. If you have watched recent episodes, I spun a loop bullseye bat in the strobe colorway. So it had stripes of color, and then in between each stripe there is a stripe of black. So I thought it came out really pretty, and so when I got to the airport on Friday on the way to Maryland, I cast this on, and I've knit it before also with hand spun, and I wear that. It's in the Man in Black from Highland Handmaids is what I knit that.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
I wear it constantly in the winter. It's one of my favorite scarf/shawls because you can wrap it around a couple of times. So when I was looking for something that would showcase the color changes and the stripes in this hand spun, I thought, I'm going to knit that again. So it's a pretty easy pattern. It's mostly garter, and then you do edging on one side, which I am doing right now. And then when you get to a certain amount left,
yeah, you have to. It's
you
not,
knit an
not
edging
quite
on
a
the
weighted
side.
shawl, but
No.
Kind of, right?
It's kind of because you'll keep knitting, and eventually you'll knit the same edge across here.
She started off down here.
Yeah.
And as it gets wider, you're increasing over here.
Yeah.
With the nice decorative edge.
Nice decorative edge, and then because this edge is it's easy to repeat. You finish it off by doing this 3-row thing.
And it matches.
And it matches.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
This
is by Martina Bim. I love how you can see the striping so well in this. I think it's going to be really pretty. It's already huge.
And when it will block out even bigger.
Yeah, it will block out quite big. So this is how much I have left. I had 548 yards, almost 550 yards. This is how much I have left.
So at the very end,
it'll be black and green.
Okay.
So, yeah, it'll still follow since the stripes will only be on this edge. It'll still follow the stripe colors.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
So it'll be, oops, there goes my skein. So I gotta weigh it. I forgot to weigh it when I started, so I have to kind of guesstimate how much I have left. That's not gonna be good. But I love how it's coming out. It's very mindless. I did make one modification. At the end of the row with the actual yarn over edging pattern, the other side you just purl. So I guess I would call this the right side. On the right side, at the left end, you do the yarn over pattern, and instead of knitting the last stitch, as they said in the pattern, I slip it, and then I purl it on the front side. So I make this nice, neat slip stitch edge. You can see the difference because I didn't do it at first.
Oh, yeah.
It just, I don't know if you can see it.
It elongates the stitch a little bit to make it look neater.
And it just makes it look finished on the edge.
Yeah.
And that's that Stephen West trick that I learned from knit. That's what he does. Instead of slipping the first stitch, he slips the last stitch, and it makes it
with the yarn in front or yarn in back?
Well, with this one, I do it
back.
with the yarn in back because I would knit it.
Yep.
And it comes out, I just think it makes a pretty edge.
It does.
So that was my one little modification. But I'm loving how this is coming out. I got a lot of compliments on Instagram, and I said thank you, but I'm like, really, the colorway is doing all the work. I'm not doing anything except knitting.
It's funny, on a different note, I was wearing one of my self-striping socks.
Yeah.
The Desert Vista one. And somebody said, wow, that's a lot of work. I'm like, I can't take credit for the coloring of the yarn. I didn't do that work.
Socks.
They're like, and then they said the dyer did that. I said, yeah, the dyer does that.
Well, somebody said to me, oh, the sock's doing that by itself. I'm like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't be knitting all these stripes if it were me in real life.
I would, because I've done that.
Ugh.
I've done 2 colored stripes. I found a way of doing something else that I want to try. Have you ever heard of helix? We're going off tangent here. Helix knitting?
No.
It's fun. I'm going to try it. I don't know if I can do it in a sock. It might actually be one where I would have to do an afterthought heel.
Yeah.
But what it is if anyone's heard it, and I'm going to try this, I don't know when, you can either do it with 2 or 3, and it stops the join jogs, whatever they're called. And you're constantly knitting on the 3 different colors because you do, say you have just for an easy number, 2, 4, 6, 60 stitch sock, 20 stitches in red, 20 stitches in blue, 20 stitches in green. Mm-hmm. And then you continue so that once you finish the red, you pick up the blue and knit that through, and it does a spiral effect.
Cool.
Sorry. But I was just thinking about the striping of, what we wouldn't do or would do. And
I wouldn't want to weave in all those ends. But that's
there aren't any ends to
No,
weave
I mean
in.
for self-striping. To make a non-self-striping version of striped socks, I wouldn't want to weave all the ends. That would be
that would be a scrappy sock, right?
I guess you could do a scrappy sock that way. I probably wouldn't do that.
I don't know. I was thinking about this sock that I'm currently knitting is weaving in the ends as I go.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's only 2 colors, so it's not so bad.
I think my ability to knit socks is like a delicate balance, and having to have all those ends would just knock it into I'm not going to do it. Yeah.
As little work as possible.
As little work as possible. So that's all I have on the dance card. Right. Wait, I need to write down what you had because I just forgot what you had. You had
Boomerang Shawl by Steve. of dramatic knits, and then just a toe-up sock, the fish lips kiss heel.
And then I had the shawl, the sock. Okay, got it.
So I have a project half done to rate, and it's one of my socks here. So what I ended up doing when I was getting close to the end of the cuff here is I brought it home and weighed the skein, because I had one skein of this colorway.
Yeah.
When I bought it, I was thinking of doing a hat a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then I had half of a skein of this one, so I weighed it. So I think it comes to 50, I think total 75 grams each sock. No, maybe. I don't know. Maybe less. So I weighed it, grabbed it, and then did the same with the top. So this is my project half done. I did a little bit of a ribbing.
I like it.
Came out bad and nice.
It came out bad.
Not bad.
It came out bad.
Not bad. It's soft. It's shorter than I would like, but I realized that your mom, when she's knit me socks, knit them shorter than I personally like, and I've obviously loved them because I put a hole through a few of them from wear and tear. So I think it's still longer than some of hers.
Yeah, my mom makes a very short leg.
But it's still nice, and it's going to be soft, and I'm getting my stuff geared for winter because, like I said, one of the socks has a hole in it, and I'm like, I don't want to give it up. You put so much time and effort in them, you don't want to give it up, but at the same time, you really don't want to fix that hole.
I know, it's a pain.
So I don't know, I might fix it once, because I haven't darned this. I've darned this pair, but not this sock.
Right.
So I'll probably fix it just one more time, and if the hole goes through, then it will be time to throw them away.
Time to go. I still have the same project half done as before. This is the Simple Skip sock that I did in Bramble. So nothing much to say about that. I showed it last week. I think I might have even showed it the week before. I can't remember. I haven't done a lot of sock knitting because I did not get a lot of knitting done, period.
Well, no, that's not true.
Well, I did this, but...
It's a lot of knitting.
Yeah, I guess it is.
It is. It's almost a whole shawl.
I guess.
You didn't start that last week? I mean, you didn't start that until what, Friday?
Friday morning. I cast it on the plane.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So
Whirlwind.
That's it for
a
whirlwind. I have my whirlwind. So that's another reason why I didn't do a lot of knitting, because I did a lot of spinning. This is 3-plied Spun Monkey, and I wish that I had it on my fabulous Acrework bobbin because it is in the Starry Night colorway. And it goes yellow, white, pale blue, medium blue, dark blue, black, and gray.
Nice.
And it's less of a gradient like this, and it's more of a stripe because the kit from the Spun Monkey came with several small braids of the color. So it's not like it was blended together. This is done in a bat, so you get this sort of blend.
Oh, all right.
But this is going to be like more of a wrap it in, so it's going to be more like a stripe. I'll probably make a shawl out of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably some kind of a shawl. Maybe I'll do that one that Boston Jen designed, the Tan House Brook shawl.
Oh yeah, that's a nice shawl. I like that one.
Yeah.
Did you do that one?
I did.
All right,
I did it in a loop bat.
Okay.
I think I have enough yardage. I don't know. I haven't. I finished spinning this last week before I went to Maryland. It's all spun. It's a 3-ply. 3-ply. I just need to reskein it and soak it and finish it. So I meant to do it last night, but I was too busy. So that's pretty good. So I've done this loop bat and this other one. I'm getting back. Yeah, well, I have my spinning wheel out now, so it's easier. I don't know. It's like it's there.
So you see it.
I see it, and when I'm sitting there and I'm too tired to knit, or I don't want to pay attention, I just get my spinning out. This one I purposely spun to make it very thin because I was going to make socks out of it. That one, I just let it spin however it wanted to be. I didn't really pay attention, so I don't know how good it's going to be when I look at it, but it was more like I just wanted to do a spinning project. So I think when I go home today, I'm going to pull out one of my single braids and start another one-off project like that, because it's kind of satisfying to do a short project.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's good.
hopefully by the time I apply it, I'll have more acrework bobbins. So that's my whirlwind romance.
Well, good.
Future dates.
So future dates. I want to finish these. The socks I'll probably, knock on wood. Well, I was going to say have finished next week, but I'm off today. Today's Thursday, which means I work this weekend. And so I'm working tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm off on Tuesday. So we'll see. I'm working at the hospitals, so I won't have much knitting time except a break.
It's not going to be like the dead zone.
No, it's not going to be on the offsites. So we'll see. But I was looking into my schedule, and I noticed that in June she has me at another offsite that's really quiet. I think I'm going to become an offsite person, which I like the hospital. I like the people there. I'm not crazy about some of the hours of these offsites.
Yeah.
So I worked at an offsite last week. The last few days, and it's 8:30 to 5. As much as I like getting up early and having time, coming home and scrambling for dinner and getting the kids to where they needed to go, I didn't like. And then my husband's like, well, yeah, you need to watch the boys. I'm like, well, don't ask me to do a full-time job.
Catch-22 there, buddy.
Yeah, a little bit. So I'm hoping to have the sock finished. It's mindless knit, so there really should be no reason to. And then I need to cast on for another sock. And I think I'm going to do the zigzagula. I think that was the name of it. In that blue
that's
colorway.
right.
I'm feeling blue.
In my future dates, I am going to knit my Blue Moon sock. And it's a collection, not an obsession, the same one.
Yeah.
I'm going to knit Layburn, which I've knit before.
Which is funny. I don't think we've ever knit the same yarn. So we're doing a yarn knit along.
A yarn knit along. It's weird.
More so
I
than
was
a
hoping that
project
it
knit
would be
along.
cast on by now, but I massively overestimated how much knitting I could get done when I was on
Don't
vacation.
we always?
So it's wound up and it's in a project bag, but I have to finish that other sock
Did you
before
bring
I
it
put
with
any
you?
more. I didn't bring it with me.
Oh, I wanted to see what it looked like wound up.
I didn't have a lot of room in my bag because I had
Yes.
to bring all my stuff.
We're at my house today, if you
Yes.
haven't guessed.
So
the lovely SpongeBob blanket hanging on her side.
my future date is that sock, the Layburn sock, and I also need to get started knitting my new baby niece a sweater.
You also
And
need to finish your sweater.
I'm not going to touch that. Sweater's in timeout right
For
now.
how long?
Until I have the intestinal fortitude to pick it up again. Like, seriously, I am thinking of paying somebody to finish it for me. Like, just knit like another 6 inches on it so that I don't have to. So, yeah, I need to, because my baby niece is coming in July, and I need to
But she's not going to be needing the sweater in July.
Well, yeah, babies need a little warmth.
A little hat, maybe, not so much a sweater in July.
Well, it needs to be a
But
present that you give when she's
I
born.
know.
It doesn't have to be a 0 to 3 month size.
But that's, that is fingering weight, or is it?
Fingering.
Okay, I was going to say, it should be a fairly quick knit, though, because it's so tiny.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone, Lois and Denise were trying to tell me I should design something new for her, like just do a unique. So I was like, I don't know. It seems like a lot of work. Seems like a lot of work. I don't know if I can do that. But those are my 2 things that are coming up. And if someday I will put that other thing back on the needles. I just dread it. I really just need to bite the bullet and get it on there.
That's what I was thinking. Just
Like,
bite it. So
even
that you
if
can
I just
finish it.
said to myself, I'll knit 1 repeat a week.
There you go.
You know, it would be done
But
by
see,
fall.
I think the problem is if it was on the needles, you would be able to do that. The problem is it is not on the needles
I have to
right
put
now.
it on the needles.
It's
like,
on a scrap yarn, and that's
Yeah.
probably what's killing you because it's like when
The
I have to
extra
when I have
work.
well Max's sock when I had to rip it out, it was just like you gotta rip it out. I gotta take it off the needle. It's just it's that extra step.
Well, I did see somebody, Beagle Mom Knitter. she and I were going to try to meet up at Maryland Sheep and Wool, only we never ran into each other. She was with Mojave Knitter. I ran into Mojave Knitter on the way out on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, really?
As I'm heading to the exit. And Beagle Mom Knitter had already gone. But I saw a woman wearing this awesome Hitafude, and I was like, ooh, I really like that. Little did I know, it was Beagle Mom Knitter. I saw her from behind. Yeah, and I'm like, so I like the way hers came out. If you go on Beagle Mom Knitter's project page, she got the way that the fronts fall is very flattering. It's not weird and bizarre.
Did she do it anything differently, or was it the yarn?
I don't know. I didn't read her project page. It was so funny because when she posted a picture on Ravelry on Instagram, I was like, oh my God, that was the lady that I saw. Little did I know. I was right behind her. So it was so weird. But yeah, so I'll get it done. But that's it for my future dates. Baubles and bling.
I got nothing.
I went to Maryland Sheep and Wool, so I have some stuff. I'm going to start out with my favorite purchase of the weekend. I went to Jenny the Potter, and I got this blue crab Christmas ornament. I'm a big fan of Christmas ornaments. I like to buy them as souvenirs, and I just thought that was really cute.
It is cute.
Represents Maryland, and it'll remind me of this trip, which was a lot of fun. We did have a really good time on this trip. Then I went to Into the World. My favorite colorway that I ever spun from Into the World was Captain Tight Pants. So I was able to get 2 Captain Tight Pants bats.
Did you do anything with the Captain Tight Pants?
I did. I made mitts and a hat, and I lost one of the mitts. Okay. So I'm like, I want to recreate that. So I'm very excited about my Captain Tight Pants. So I only brought one to show, but I got 2 of them. I love Into the World, and I love Into the World bats even more. So then I went to Loop, and since I just finished spinning a loop bat, I need to replenish. So I got this loop bat, which is black to white with red in it. And it reminded me of sock monkeys. But the lady that was not the loop lady, but somebody helping in her booth said it reminded her of vampires. So I decided that this colorway should be named Vampire Sock Monkeys. It has a completely different name, but I lost the little tag that came with it, so I don't know what it's called in real life. Vampire Sock Monkeys.
Sounds good to me.
We both agreed that somebody should write a book about vampire sock monkeys, because that would just really be, it kind of combines everything.
Yeah, that would be a little freaky.
Then, there goes some stuff off my chair. Then I went to the Fold, as one does.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they were the ones at Maryland.
Yeah, they were the ones.
Where are they out of, anyways? Just out of curiosity.
Somewhere in the middle.
Because they're
Ohio,
Maryland,
Pennsylvania,
and
I don't know. They're in the middle somewhere. So this was from the Fold, and this is Socks That Rock, medium weight, and sherbet.
It's pretty.
And they had very little medium weight when I got into the booth. I don't know if they started out with very little. There was a ton of lightweight. I saw a ton of things. But this really jumped out at me because of the hot pink. And I was in kind of a weird hot pink mode, because then I went to Miss Babs. Now, I have to tell you about Miss Babs. You could wait in line in Miss Babs all day at the beginning of the day. I know people who went to the festival at 8 a.m. so they could wait in line until it opened at 9 so that they could get the Maryland 2015 colorway.
Which was what, do you know?
It kind of looks like another yarn that I bought, so I'll show that. But, those people were very aggressive. And then by the time we came into the barns, because we sashayed in at 9.
Is it
15.
similar to Rhinebeck? But
it's similar, yeah.
Okay.
The line was out the door. You could wait in that line for an hour. And so, of course, we always say, there's nothing at the Sheep and Wool that the 3 of us that I was with, there was nothing that we were willing to wait in line that long for. But when we came back into the barn that afternoon, there was 2 people in line. So I said, I'm going to go look in the booth to find this stuff called the colorway was called Perfectly Reckless. I had seen it on someone that I met up with on there, and I'm like, oh, I really love that. I'm going to look for that. Well, this leapt out at me, and it is called, I didn't know the colorway name. This is Mad Hatter. And there were a couple of different skeins just like that were Perfectly Reckless. The Perfectly Reckless has more of the dark in it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, I like the light one that has all the pink in it, so I'm going to get that. I never looked at the label. So I bought it. It took me 2 minutes. Lois and Denise were waiting at another booth forever. So I went over and said, look what I bought while you guys were waiting. And Denise was like, take my money. I want one too. And I was like, all right. So I went back. I grabbed another one, which was a Perfectly Reckless. It was darker than this. And paid for it and brought it back. They were still in line. That's how fast Miss Babs was going. And I got to meet Melissa, Meltran Designs. I talked with Fiber Nymph, Lisa from Fiber Nymph. They were there when this happened. And so I bought another one and I gave it to Denise. And it was only that evening when we were looking at them. She's like, yours is so much brighter than mine. And I was like, yeah, Perfectly Reckless. Oh, wait, this is Mad Hatter. I like a completely different. I love it. And then I saw the next day, they had another one that I didn't see before, the same Mad Hatter. And I was like, I kind of want to buy two. And then I was like, why? Why do I need two of these? Why? But this is a what a skein, Yowza, 560 yards.
Now that's worsted, like a light worsted?
Yes, light worsted. So I'll make a Susan B. Anderson weighted shawl with this.
Really pretty.
Yeah, I love it. It has every color that I like in it. It's just
get
really
one at Rhinebeck this year.
Luscious.
If I don't have to wait forever and a day.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
I like how she does her skeins where she cinches the top.
Yes.
So that it doesn't
come undone.
Yeah. Really pretty. I love the blues.
I love the whole thing about it. I think it's going to be gorgeous when it knits up. So I'm excited. I've never knit with Yowza before. Mm-hmm. I've spun fiber from her, but I've never knit her yarn. Yeah, I knit Vlad.
Oh, yeah.
I spun Vlad and I knit mitts out of it. So I'm very excited about that. And the last thing that I got was Lily's Rainbow Yarns. It's on worsted weight. And it is a super wash merino, 4.4 ounces, $12. So it was really inexpensive. And this was dyed by a 5-year-old. Her mom sets her up, and she dyes however she wants to.
I like it.
I think it's so pretty. This is very similar to the style of the Maryland style and colors. It was like a speckled.
Seems to be the theme of yarns lately is the speckled ones.
Lois got the same one as this, and I took a picture of the little girl with her mother's permission who dyed this yarn, and I'm going to put it in here. She was super sweet. She had all of her yarn displayed at a pink dresser. And there were some samples hung up on where the mirror would be. They had put some
pegboard
grid or whatever, and they were hung up on that. And she was just so thrilled when the three of us, because all three of us bought some yarn, and actually Lois and Denise went back and bought more the next day.
Oh, did they?
Yes, it's really nice yarn. Her mother owns Schweitzer Hill Farms, or it's a Pennsylvania thing, because that was the booth that we were in. Mm-hmm. But her little brand is called Lily's Rainbow Yarns.
I like how it's written too. I'm assuming that's how she writes her name.
That might be the way she writes her name. I love it. She was just as cute as she could be, and I thought this would be great for a hat. So I'll probably make a winter hat out of this for one of my kids, probably my daughter.
Why not you?
Maybe for me. I have so many hats that I wear, though. I like the hat that you gave me. That's like my go-to hat, my sock head in the gnome colorway.
Oh, okay.
Garden gnome.
I know, but I'm like, I know I did the mitts. I forget about the hat.
Yeah, that's kind of my go-to hat. I like it because it's small and it can squish into my purse. So that's all I got. I did pretty well. Like, I bought everything on the first day, which surprised me. And I bought more than I thought I was going to buy. I thought I would get like one thing. But I told Denise and Lois, when I go to a festival like this, it's all going to be impulse buying because there's nothing that I need to get. I was thinking of picking up some extra signature needles, but the line was so long there on the first day, I didn't want to wait. And then by the second day, I had bought all this stuff, and I'm like, I really don't want to spend any more money. So, but it was super fun. I met up with Looney Hiker, who and her husband.
Pat,
I
which
had dinner
we've
with
met.
her, and I hung out with her because her hotel was right next door to ours.
Oh, good.
Like within walking distance.
Right.
I met up with Sarah, who's Eat My Oxygen, who's like, I was the biggest fangirl. My hands were shaking when I met her. She had a podcast called I Swear I'm Knitting. I love her. I loved her, and I follow her on Instagram. So
I do
was
too.
super excited. I met the Knit Girls. I had met Leslie before, but I met Laura. I met Sheep Dreamery, finally. Mojave Knitter. I missed Angela.
Boston Jen.
Beagle Mom. Yeah,
Well,
Boston
we've
Jen
met
and
her
I were on the
before.
plane together.
We've
We
met
took the
Boston
same
Jen
flight
before.
together. Gosh, I know I'm forgetting people. I hope nobody's offended that I forget who it was. I ran into a lot of people that I don't get to see.
That's good.
So it was kind of fun. Lisa, Fiber Nymph, and Melissa from Meltran Designs. I had Melissa's patterns before, but I never met her in person, and she was just as cute as she could be. And it was just a lot of fun. We had a great time. It's really cheap to fly from Boston to Maryland. I think I paid $130 round trip, $132. So it was worth it, you know. The hotel room, we split between 3 people. We had to, remember last year's fiasco with the dollar rental car?
Oh, yeah.
Bad, ripped off Denise. They told her she was getting an upgrade, but they made it very unclear how much it was going to cost, and it was a long story. But
well, that was because it was a larger group of people. You needed a minivan or something, right?
Well, we didn't know. It just turned out that she got ripped off, and it was not her fault. They were slimy. I won't rent from Dollar anymore. I rented from Alamo. I booked it on Expedia.com, and they said it was going to cost $222 for the weekend for a full size. And when I got there, go through, give them my confirmation, they're like, here's your bill. It was $99. And I was like, is that right? And he's like, ooh, that's a big difference in what they told you. Click, click. He's like, no, that's it.
Oh, good.
So I was like, $120 less. Then we went out to get our full-size car, and they had one, and we didn't like it. We said, do you have anything else? And the guy goes, here, just take the next level up. And he, like, upgraded us to an even bigger car for, like, free.
Nice.
I was like, woo! So we decided.
So Wendy's now going to be renting cars.
So we decided that I am a car rental person. Now, the hotel was very clean and everything, but it was weird, and it had this, like, harem room thing and going on, and over the weekend, the weekend desk guy never was there. So I decided that Denise is better at renting the hotel. My skill is obviously the rental car.
That's funny.
So it was fun.
Oh, good.
So, crushes and heartbreaks.
Crushes and heartbreaks. So, I've been at an offsite, like I said, 8:30 to 5. I really like the morning time extra because I got up for 6 to get my son off to school. I don't like being rushed when I get home.
Yeah.
It was off and on busy. It was an OBGYN office, so I did a lot of pregnant women, but it's also an open site for anyone who needs to do their blood work. So I had a couple of guys come in, you know. I got some knitting done. It was nice. People were nice. I liked it for different reasons, and I didn't like it for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know, I really do like my 6 to 2:30 time shift because I like being home right now for the kids. If the opportunity comes at another time for a position like that, I might take it. Maybe 7 to 4 would be better. But anyways, we'll see. Zachary had blood work on Sunday. I got a phone call saying that it's back to normal. They don't need more blood work until 3 months. It was just a cold, which I kind of figured. Because he looks fine. He's certainly acting fine. Him down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, anything that he gets shows up in his numbers automatically. So I do have to call them because we really do need to have an annual appointment with them. I'll try and schedule it in the summertime when I don't have to worry about his school. I only have to worry about mine.
You know what's really funny? It probably shows up in everybody's numbers, but normal people don't have to have that kind of blood test when they have a cold.
Exactly. Well, he doesn't have to have it when he has
but
a cold.
You know
it just happened to be that
I mean, that's why you don't get a blood test like that.
Well, I mean, he doesn't take any other medication than what he's prescribed. Like, we don't give him cold medicine unless he absolutely needs it.
Right.
You know, whereas we might take cold medicine more frequently because we're fairly healthy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and you think about it, anything that goes through your system is filtered through your liver and kidneys, and that's what they're testing.
Yeah.
So, so that was good. It's a peace of mind, like, just something we don't have to worry about. I just got to schedule all his other follow-up appointments, which, oh my God, he has so many. And with me working, it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
It's not easy for me to do the ones because Jack has a few specialists, not as many as your son. It's not even easy for me, and I don't have a full-time job.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is try and schedule them 1 week and just take days off. Although summertime, I'm only allowed 2 weeks vacation, and it's very hard to do. So, I don't know, we'll figure it out.
It'll get figured out.
If Cam has to take it off,
I was going to say, maybe he's going to have to pick up some slack.
I'm trying to think what else is going on. My dad is here. We've had some good times visiting. He leaves in a couple of weeks. Mother's Day's coming up. I kind of booked a vacation in Virginia.
Yeah.
We're going with 2 other families. We rented a house, and I got to send that check out because they paid for it. And Cam and I are taking it out of our household fund. Instead, like, I have to earn my money for rent back.
Yeah.
Which I did a lot of overtime for. I think I did like 9 hours or 10 hours overtime this past weekend.
Good for you.
Friday night I worked till 9 instead, so I worked 6 to 9. 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So what's that, 15 hours total?
That's pretty good.
And then 5 to 11 the next day. Because we're shorthanded, we're in a hiring freeze. It just stinks. What else is going on? I'm trying to think. Weather's been gorgeous. We've lucked out. We're probably going to be in a fire hazard now because it's been so dry.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary considering what our houses look like in February, only a few short months ago. Right?
Yeah.
I'm glad that I have my knitting mojo back. I think that's it. I mean, I'm dealing with my boys going to soccer and gymnastics, although I am bummed. The gymnastics program that we finally got him signed up to doesn't do it during the summer.
Oh, that's crummy.
It is crummy. I'll see if they have anything he can do.
Yeah.
They do summer camps and stuff. But I might, maybe him and his brother can just work out a little bit because Max is at that age. He's 14. He wants to kind of buff up
a little.
And Zachary needs to build up his upper body strength.
Yeah.
So who knows? We'll see. We'll see what's going on. I think that's pretty much for crushes and heartbreaks. I'm sure I'm missing something. I always do. Sleeping is still, same as. I think I finally see them in a couple of weeks. I don't know.
Well,
I got it all on my iPad schedule.
My big crush is that obviously I got to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool with my friends. They had a little surprise birthday presents for me.
Oh,
I got
nice.
an Acreworks bobbin and a subscription to Ply Magazine, which I'm super excited about. I've been reading my friend Diane's Ply Magazine.
Oh, have you?
It has articles that I want to see. Yeah, I borrow it from her. So I'm excited about that. My big heartbreak is when I came back from vacation. My house is like beyond a pit. It's like the next level below a pit. It's so bad. And it like smells like the cat pooped somewhere, so I need to investigate this afternoon. I've been looking for it, but I've been tired. The downside of meeting up with people that you only see a couple times a year is that you don't want to go to bed because you're having so much fun talking. I got very little sleep. And we had a good time though. It was awesome. I loved seeing everybody. And my other crushes, I went to see the Kids in the Hall live in Boston at the Wilbur Theater last night, which was super fun. And crushing your head. So that was really fun. My husband and his best man from our wedding and another friend of theirs and I went. And I hadn't seen his best man, who was like a good friend of mine in college, for, God, probably like a year.
Oh, really?
They do stuff together all the time, but I don't go with them,
Right.
They like work near each other. They have lunch together. So it was really cool to see him. His birthday, he and I were born at almost the exact same time, except that he was born in Taiwan and I was born here. So even though his birthday is May 13th and mine's May 12th,
Yeah,
It's
basically.
really on the same day. We're like birthday twins. So I was
That's
like,
good.
how old are we? We couldn't remember. It's like 48, 49. I'm not really sure. You stop counting after a while, I guess. My other crush is that my stomach problems from my meds seem to have completely stopped. I know.
Knock on wood, girl.
Or at least they've really slowed down. Also, my hair is not falling out
Good.
anymore. It's falling out normally now. My hairdresser's like, I think it slowed down. And I'm past that 3-month hump, so maybe now my symptoms are gonna go
Good.
away, and I'll just take that medicine like a normal person, and
Good.
we'll go on with my life.
There you go.
So that's where we are.
That's good.
Gossip and innuendo.
We got prizes to draw. So for the April knit along, crochet along, it was for the home.
Yes.
And the winner is Gigi London, Jin. And you got this beautiful skein.
It is knit and fiber creation in the Amy colorway, Tough Love sock, and it is sort of a gray and white and red, and there's an accent skein of navy blue, and it's like a black and a navy blue.
I like
If you wanted to do socks, you could use that for the toes and the heels. It's pretty. I like it. It has like British flag colors.
Yeah, or I could see a shawl where maybe the the Trillian with the edge of blue.
Where the edge could be blue. That would be really pretty.
So, Gigi London, please give me your snail mail address and I will get this out.
Yes, yay.
We were also giving away a set of socks pattern,
A socks pattern.
A socks pattern from Lynnioknits. The random number generator got MOLLOLL.
Molo.
It was all in caps, so it's MOLLOLL, Marie. I did not see where she was from, but she chose the climbing vine socks, so we'll get in touch with Linnio.
Yeah, I will have her shoot that PDF right over to you. And last but not least, we have, it's not really a book review, it's a magazine review. We were sent a copy of Knitedge Volume 7. I think it's Volume 7.
Yes, Issue 7.
Issue 7. From Cooperative Press. And we both looked at the magazine. I took notes on it. So the new editor is now Sarah Eyre. She is from Cephalopod
and Sanguine
Yarns.
Griffin.
She's formerly of Sanguine Griffin. And so that's kind of exciting that there's a new editor. We looked at the articles. I thought the articles, I'm going to talk about the articles before I show you the pattern pictures. There is an article, Wise Hilda on socks, and that's another article about how to measure your foot and get the best fitting sock and style for you. So that's pretty in-depth and helpful. There was an article about an accidental or surprise visit to a Nordic museum where they had Nordic knitting in it. It's photographs from that. I thought that was really cool. There was an article about a woman who went to Peru and about some fiber stuff that she participated in and saw in Peru. There was an article about the 48-hour design challenge and the people who took part in that. I didn't read that one, so I'm not sure if that's like an ongoing thing or where that was sponsored by, but it's interesting that they're, had to come up with a design in 48 hours.
I might have also had to knit it too or something.
Possibly, yeah. And then there was an article about a woman who knit 30 hats in 30 days. That sounds like a lot of trouble.
Well, no, because you know what? Worsted weight hats are quick to knit.
But it sounds like a lot of trouble. I don't think I can knit 30 hats.
She was a recently retired designer, I want to say is what it was. And she lives up in the cold Northwest and wanted color to add to her. So some really pretty hats.
Yeah, it's a cool article. And then there's a nice article about knitting in London, the stores that you can go to and everything.
But you also forgot about the article about Blue Moon.
Well, that's next. I have a list.
Sorry. Well, you said "and," meaning like I thought it was the end.
Sorry, no, I'm not there yet. And then there's an article about dyers in their workplaces. And that featured Tina from Blue Moon Fiber Arts. And then there was a really nice article about how they do their process. And it showed them dyeing the Blue Moon Fiber Arts. So that's kind of cool.
And it talks about how she has to order in large quantities, that she's got 2 storage sheds out back. And I said to Wendy, I said, it would be really interesting to see that stash of undyed yarn.
To see what it was like, yeah.
I just would love to see what it looks like.
The other great thing about this magazine is it comes with 7 patterns. So I'm going to try to show you those patterns. I have to page through because I don't know if the links are supposed to go, but I don't have links to the, I can't get it to go. Okay, I can't get the links. It looks like there should be links, but I can't get my links to work, and then I'm not 100% sure if they really are links. There's the reversible cable scarf by Michael Dworgen.
It's really pretty.
Yes, the cable is reversible, so no matter which way shows front, it looks...
It's really detailed, though.
Beautiful. I knit a reversible cable scarf, and I don't want to...
Well, looking at that cable scarf, my hand is aching just by looking at it. Just because you have to really
twist
the stitches, it hurts.
There's a hat called Miles to Go. I'm trying to find it. It is a slouchy hat with lace and cables. That was by, I don't know how to say her name, Jala Spiro. Then there's a interesting shaped cowl called Slope by Lars Rains. It looks like that. That's the shape. So that's interesting. There is a cowl called,
Cowl called Oops?
No. A cowl called Gradient. It's got like a lacy pattern. And then there's an article that I forgot to mention called Cowl Operation. Indie dyers and designers came together to make something beautiful. So at Maryland Sheep and Wool, all of these designers had designed a cowl in one of their colorways, and you could go around and take pictures of them. And this does have links to all of those patterns. That'll take you to the Ravelry page where you can get it. So that was really nice. There's a picture of the...
some really pretty cowls and colors.
They got one from Jill Draper, Bijou Bashan Rants, Into the World, Verdant Griffin, Fiber Optic, Cherry Tree Hill, Spirit Trail, Buffalo Wool, Dragonfly Fiber, Marigold Jen, and Neighborhood Fiber Company. So if you're interested in any of those and you get this magazine, you can just click on the picture and it'll take you right to the Ravelry pattern page. So that was kind of cool. Then there's the Phoenix Flames cowl pattern. That's pretty. Kind of like an open work. Let me show you another picture of it. It's like a big shawl-like cowl.
Crocheted, I believe.
Yes, it is. So that was good.
See, look at all the hats that...
Yeah. Well,
no, yeah. I like that one.
These are all the hats the 30 Hat Day Lady did.
But I think that's just because of the colors.
And then there's the Woodworker Mitts by Christina Bowers. Those are pretty. Have a cable. And then there is the Big Veer shawl by Anna Dalvey, which we both really liked. That's awfully pretty.
It is pretty.
And then I think that might be it. What does it say on my thing? Yeah. And then there's a nice little thing about how you can write an article for Knitedge Magazine.
Oh, nice.
If you have something interesting, it tells you how to make a proposal, how many words you should shoot for, stuff like that. So, yeah, that was actually 7 patterns. Sheila and I looked up the patterns on Ravelry, and only 5 of them are listed. So I'm not sure if more will be listed later. But it's a great magazine. I like how they had a lot of international stuff.
Yeah.
So
a wide variety. Crochet, dyeing.
And they had, like, knitting in London, a visit to Peru, a Nordic museum. I just felt like there was a lot of... interest for everybody.
Not just about the U.S.
Not just about the U.S. It's not for a U.S. published webzine magazine, it is not very U.S. centric, which I kind of liked.
Well, at least this
yeah. We've only seen this episode.
This
issue.
Thank you.
I really liked it though. I liked the format. I thought it was really, the pictures are really nice, and there is a lot to be interested in. And I am excited to read that Blue Moon Fiber Arts article in depth.
Yeah, me too.
Because I love that yarn. You love that yarn.
Nah, do I?
And it's kind of
too.
cool. You know, they talk with her, Tina. They talk with her in depth about her process and her business, and I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
So check that out. The great news is that Cooperative Press has told us we can give away a PDF copy of this magazine. So I will put a thread in the group, and I will I'll ask you to tell me which pattern you like the best of the ones that are on Ravelry, since I don't know if the other ones will be posted. And on episode 209, 2 weeks from now, we will draw a winner, and you will get your own personal PDF copy of Knitedge Magazine. So.
And I'll open up a thread for the May knit along.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I think
that's it.
That's
right?
it. We do have this month. We have another bag and yarn
all right.
kit from Lois of Knitting's My Bag. I have it. I will show it maybe next week. We want to spread some stuff out. So, but that's coming up. That's the final one that she donated, and it's really pretty. So.
All right. And with that, thanks for watching. As always, we really do appreciate it. And have a good week. Knit with Heart.
Knit with Heart. Bye.